Hello, my name is Julia Woning and today I will show you how I work with the Derwent Coloursoft and make my own skin tones. I start with the yellow ochre, the C140, and I put a very thin layer on. What you can see, I hold my pencil very long, so I have the slightly pressure on my point, so I can sketch or color much easier. Layer on layer, and you see I make hatches. First one side and then a cross hatch. People ask me what's better, working with hatches, lines, or coloring in circles. Depends on what you like. Doesn't mean one is better than the other. Just try it what you prefer. After the yellow color, the yellow ochre, I do a thin layer with the bright pink, the C200. That's my two colors. You can choose any colors in every box from every brand, just a yellow ochre and a pink. Combine them together to get a very nice skin tone. Here you can see I put the first layer only with the yellow ochre, the C140 from the Derwent Coloursoft. Now I'm taking the bright pink, the C200. I do the same with the pink as what I did with the yellow ochre. Combine those two colors in several layers, and you can see what happens. A nice skin tone appears. This is the basic skin tone. For now I'm ready with the skin tone. The first layers I put already down with the yellow ochre and the bright pink. Now I will start with the same colors for the lips. Only I used more pink, the C200 from the Coloursoft. The upper lip is darker than the other one. Mix those two together, the bright pink and the yellow ochre. Just a little bit more pink. You can see that I'm holding my pencil near the point. Vary in the way you use your pencil. When I do the mouth, I color more with extra pressure on the point, even around the eyes. That's why I hold my pencil near the point. I can give more pressure on the point, give more pigments on the paper. Now you can see I hold my pencil very far from the point, and I'm almost coloring with the side of the point than actually with the point. I'm still layering the skin tone and the mouth with those only two colors, the C140 and the C200, the yellow ochre and the bright pink from the Derwent Coloursoft. Now I'm taking the deep fuchsia, the C140, and I will use them for the lips. At first, put some extra layer on the upper lip that had more shadow than the other lip. Now I'm using the fuchsia also a little bit more in the skin tone, just to give it more depth Now I'm getting the pale brown, the C330, and that's a color I'm using to get more shadow in the face. So first I made many of layers with the yellow ochre and the bright pink, and now I'm using a pale brown. And you can see here I also use my pencil very long from the point, so I can color it with a very smooth touch. That means I can put down a very even but very fine layer of brown. The best tip I can give you for coloring is vary in holding your pencil near the point or further away of the point. Just try it. You can see I always change direction, cross-hatching. Those three colors, the yellow ochre, the bright pink and the pale brown from the Coloursoft, are mixing it all together to get a very nice skin tone. Only what happens, it's getting a very warm color. And when you get a warm color, it comes to you. Sometimes you want to get more depth to get your shadows back, if you understand what I mean. And then I don't want to have a warm color in my shadow, but a cold one. And that's why I'm using the iris blue or ice blue, the C350, on top of those three colors. Only you have to watch out. If you use too much blue layers, blue and yellow will be green. And you can have a little slight of green, but not too much in your face. So be careful with your blue. But that's why I use the blue now, because I want to make my shadows cool. And when something is cool, it goes back. It's all tricks to get a flat surface, three-dimensional. Just try it. The last color I will use for my skin tone is an ultramarine, the C290. To get more cool color in my shades, to get more depth in my face. I normally could use a purple, but because of lots of bright pink layers, if I use the purple, it will be too warm. That's why I'm choosing the blue now. Just look at your subject and choose the color you need for that subject. Yellow ochre and a pink is always great. Now I'm using the blue in my shadows, but you can also choose a purple one. These are the 6 colors I used. The yellow ochre, the bright pink, the deep fuchsia, the pale brown, the ice blue and the ultramarine from Coloursoft Derwent pencils. Now I can show you with a time lapse how I color the eyes. I used the C330, the C290 and the C650, 2 blue colors and a black one. Layer on layer to get more depth in the eyes. Now I'm getting the black one, the C650. I'm also using them for the lashes. For the hair I'm using yellow C030 and orange C060. Put the first layer down of yellow. If I want more pressure on the point, I take my pencil near the point. Even with the orange. And then I'm using a brown, the C630, to get more depth in the shadows. And the same here as in the skin tones, I want the shadow to be cold. So not only the brown, I'm also using an indigo, the C300, to get more depth in the hair. When I'm finished with the hair, I'm starting with the roses. You see, I already done two. Here you can see how I put my layers. First the C210, then the C140, then another layer with the C160. And for the shadows, I'm using the C280 and the C310. Layer on layer. If you can see the form, I'm only using the dark color on the inside of the form. On the outside I'd leave it light, so that's why I get depth in the rose. Here you can see it again. First a layer with the 210. Then I'm using the C140. Near the center it's dark, the outer line is light. That's why you make. Then the third layer with the 160. And then the shadows. The shadows I create with the C280. The last layer I make with the darkest color, the C310, and I repeat and mix it all together. When all the roses are finished, I will start on the green leaves. I'm using the 420, the 280 and the lime color 460 for all those leaves. Even on the background I'm using the lime. And I'm repeating it on every leaf. The other flowers I leave white. White is also a color. You don't need to color every form in your coloring page. Use white as a color. So here I have white flowers. I hope I inspire you just to try to use several colors to color your coloring pages. Use lots of colors in your skin tone. Don't be afraid and just experiment. A lot of fun in trying. Till next time.